Hey y'all, this is Lydia. I wanted to talk about these ego transformations we've been going through. And we're through this first 10 degrees of Aries, which dealing with these internal shifts. And we've been going into the application of it. And I don't know about you, but my anxiety levels have been really high, probably higher than it's been for a year and a half for me. And to the point where I think I have an ulcer in my stomach. That's how bad the anxiety has been ramping up. And even with meditating and bringing myself back to center, it's been challenging. And for a minute I was a little confused as to why, because normally I can bring myself back to some degree and find some sense of stability. And it didn't feel entirely fear-based, because I am going through these transitions about channeling instead of doing so much astrology. And part of that channeling is clearing my channels and keeping my psychic pools clear, which has been a process that my guides have been working with me on. But then I realized what the root cause, I believe, of this anxiety was the fact that my identity is changing, and how I feel and how I relate to the world and how I navigate. And even my truths are changing, like what I consider to be a truth for me. And it can be something as simple as, up until this point, the idea of being productive and the idea of taking action is actually physically doing something like, drawing, painting, fixing the door, actual things that you're doing, interacting with the material plane. And I'm realizing action for me is something far different. And I'm sort of seeing this reflected in my midheaven in Cancer, is this idea that going within and vibrational attunement and meditation and actually working with the energies is action for me. And once I work with those energies and get them into alignment, then I naturally do whatever it is that I am manifesting. In this case, it's channeling. And my guides have been trying to pull me out of this old concept of, well, in order to do it, you have to do it. You have to effort at it and make it happen. And they're actually telling me to stop and to actually trust the flow, and trust that when I work with being in the flow, working with it alchemically with the energies, and actually do it vibrationally, then everything's just sort of lines up. There's no, well, you need to make a video now. It's more, when it's time to make a video, you'll naturally be prompted to, and you'll naturally do it, because the trust and the self-love is there at this point. And once I realized that, I felt a lot better. So I wanted to share that in case anyone else is going through these truth changes and you find yourself butting up against the outside world, and the outside world's still doing things in the old way. And you're realizing what's true for you is something completely different, and perhaps even something people around you haven't seen. And you're sort of the pioneer in that sense. So if you're feeling doubt, if you're feeling anxiety, stay the course. And in my case, and I believe in everyone's case, if this is your experience as well, take your hand off the wheel and trust. So I'm sending love and wishing you well. Bye.